Welcome to PWCI this week. I'm the Mac Conservative Crime Fighter, and joining me once again here in the booth is the analyst, Rob Leach.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here, and tonight we give you a match from Proving Ground Pro.
And this was at Southeast High School in Springfield, Illinois.
Introducing first, from Coos Beach, Florida, Jason Armour.
And coming down to the ring at this point, Jason Roberts, and he's going to be wrestling for the new National Wrestling League down in St. Louis. I don't know what, I guess, random ring name they came up with. I don't know what name they gave this guy, but he'll be wrestling for them on January the 12th, Thursday, at the Comalasa Ballroom in St. Louis. Gosh, I need the daggum words in front of me so I can pronounce it correctly, but Jason Roberts, who is a rookie here in the ring at Southeast High School for Proving Ground Pro. This was at Clash of the Spartans on October the 1st. Thought that Proving Ground Pro would run its next show in Springfield, Illinois at this very same video. That is not the case. Adrian Armour is the opposition for this, for Jason Roberts in this matchup here. But so I'm just saying, Proving Ground Pro will be returning to Bunker's Bar in Illinois on January the 28th, not Springfield, Illinois. So there won't be, well, there'll still be some head-to-head action. Proving Ground will be running head-to-head with PWA, but also 0-1. So a lot of activity happening in Central Illinois during the final weekend of January.
I guess
there's shows.
Where do you live closest?
And there will be shows in St. Louis too, so it's going to be a busy weekend for the final weekend of January. Proving Ground did have to cancel its final show of 2017 due to the ice and hazardous weather conditions that went down on the 17th, which is unfortunate because the Proving Ground heavyweight champion, or franchise champion, Jake Durden, it was supposed to be his final title defense, and, well, that didn't happen because of the weather cancellation. So, Durden's going to lead Proving Ground as champion. But we got to take a quick break, get the weekend schedule in. We'll be right back. For those of you who have not been regular readers of the St. Louis wrestling community, over the past few weeks, Major Bayeston, formerly the president of ISIS Day Services in Kansas City, purchased Metro Pro Wrestling and St. Louis Anarchy to create the National Wrestling League with the business model of cross-city rivalries. While that alone turned some heads, what is quite unusual for a new independent promotion is that they are doing what World Wrestling Entertainment has done over the last few decades. Signing wrestlers, then giving them a completely new ring name that is trademarked. I have chided WWE over the years for signing wrestlers, then giving them randomly generated ring names just to own a trademark not worth the paper it's printed on. There have been many examples of talent given names that make no sense whatsoever, then seem shocked when they spectacularly flopped with the WWE Universe. In recent months, it appears that WWE has started to figure out that maybe some name recognition is a good thing. allowing several wrestlers to keep using the ring names they've used throughout their careers, like Prince Mustafa Ali, like Lince Dorado, like Rich Swann, like Johnny Gargano, like AJ Styles, even going further, CM Punk. Some folks have challenged me on my assertion that name recognition is completely irrelevant and used the bogus non-starter that I know absolutely nothing about the wrestling business. The critical mistake they are making, however, is that they are seeing it solely through the eyes of a promoter instead of seeing it through the eyes of a wrestling fan. Now here is what a partial hypothetical card of an NWL show in St. Louis would look like. Don't recognize any of these names? Here's the exact same lineup with the names we know them as. With name recognition throughout the window, would the local wrestling fan go to the show with the names he knows, or the show with names he does not at all recognize? 9 times out of 10, they're going to go to the show with the names they recognize. But let's say they go to the show with the names they don't recognize. When the wrestlers hit the ring, they recognize who they are. Will they chant their new ring name, or will they be chanting the name they already know? Fans are going to chant KLD instead of Letterman. Fans are going to chant Dirty instead of Foster unless they put a lot of plants in the crowd or artificially pipe the desired crowd chants over the sound system to induce what they want. The only way you can get away with ignoring name recognition is signing wrestlers who have never appeared in this area before. But I've seen multiple times promotions struggle to draw with a lot of complete strangers. I would allow for the idea the wrestlers want to try a completely new persona, but that tends to work better introduced slowly over time instead of all at once. I wish Mayor Bleston all the success in the world in getting NWL off the ground. I only caution you, you only get one shot at making a first impression with the fans. I point to Uncensored Massacre Wrestling, which was one and done after their first show at the Comalesa Ballroom a number of years ago. The very same place at NWL will begin. This is the Back to Summer Crime Fighter, and that's my editorial comment for this week. Alright, Rob Leach, you heard what I said in my editorial comment. Where am I going wrong here?
Where are you going wrong here?
Yes.
I don't think you're going wrong anywhere.
Well, I know there are certain people who are going to tell me, I know absolutely nothing about the wrestling business, and this is a good idea, changing everybody's wrestlers' names. Do you agree?
I do not agree with that.
You do not agree with that?
They should keep the names they've had for years. Because when someone goes in there with a new ring name and the fans recognize them, like you said, they're going to chant their old ring name. Do you think when Finn Balor made his debut with WWE that everyone was going to immediately say, Finn Balor, Finn Balor? No, they were probably going to say Prince Devitt, as his actual ring name was. Dean Ambrose used to be known as John Moxley. When he first came into WWE, that's probably what fans recognized him as. Antonio Cesaro, originally known as Claudio Castagnoli. They didn't know who Antonio Cesaro was. They know who Claudio is. That's just a few names among the long, long list. Ever-growing list. Seth Rollins used to be known as Tyler Black. When he first came into WWE, they probably weren't chanting for Seth Rollins, they were chanting for Tyler Black.
Of course, he was a bad guy at that point who just did run-ins through the crowd with his posse of Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns back in FCW used to be known as Leaki. I mean, what also gets me is when WWE changes someone's ring name. Especially just like slightly. Cesaro used to be known as Antonio Cesaro. Why take out the first name?
Well, I think it's easier to say a guy's name. It sells more with a single name, like Kenta in Japan.
Kenta turned into Hideo Itami.
I mean, there's other wrestlers in Japan that are only called by one single word.
Yep. Rusev used to be Alexander Rusev.
I guess they're just trying to make it easier for the commentary team. I don't know.
Here's one where they're not really making it easier for the commentary team. Emma turned into Emelina. And
Well, it's in the Taylor was her name, but...
For months and months and months, they've been saying, next week, she's going to debut next week. Like, well, where is she? Anyway, that's off topic. You're completely right.
First time ever, I bring someone in to tell me, well, give his opinion on an editorial comment. And for the first time ever, I have somebody that agrees with me. That is the fourth impossibility to go along with Trump winning the presidency, Cubs winning World Series, and I'm getting inducted into a Wrestling Hall of Fame. So there is a quadfecta for you. Thank you for watching. I'm the Mexican Crime Fighter. He is the analyst, Rob Leach. Okay, it's the Casa Loma Ballroom. I just haven't memorized the name, and sometimes I have to have the words printed right in front of my face for me to say it correctly. Casa Loma Ballroom, I got it. All right, here we go. One-on-one match. Jason Roberts taking on the newcomer to this area, Adrian Armour, coming in all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Jason Roberts from the St. Louis area.
Now, fun fact, it may make you ask, or a lot of people may ask, why would you come from Atlanta, Georgia to Illinois, to Springfield, Illinois? It just came out recently that Illinois is the state with the most people to move out in a year. Over 37,000 people left Illinois between mid-2015 and mid-2016.
Only? I think it's more than that, but...
That's what it said on the news when I watched it yesterday. It was like 37,500 people.
Well, we're hearing some... Well, considering who you are related to, I'm surprised you're bringing up politics here on this program, since your cousin or uncle or whatever relation he is to you generally spouts off a lot of political rhetoric on the air every day. We won't get into that because I don't think you quite share much of what he thinks anyway.
I don't even listen to him on the radio. I don't even listen to that station.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it either lately, except when PWCI Hall of Famer Ray Lytle was on it.
Yeah, Ray Lytle did fill in a couple times for Jim Leach on WMAY, M-A-Y, I should say. In a couple of days this week, he did do the morning show on WMAY.
Now note, that was a few weeks ago. This episode of the program is airing on January the 5th. Or 4th if you're watching it on UPTV 6 in Champaign-Urbana.
Yeah.
Southeast High School. Ben's trying to start to get into this matchup, as this is going to be a scientific match. Neither man is engaged in much in the way of villainy. They're going to play it technical all the way through.
Behind a waist lock by Roberts. And Armour gonna
Reversal.
wrist lock, and now, wow.
Jason Roberts
Great technicalities there, great reversal action.
takes over on the arm bar. And a trip.
Into a
cover.
count
And
before the referee's hand even counts one.
so a 0 count. A rare 0 count.
That is very rare today.
Jason Roberts looking for an opening to get in on Adrian Armour.
I'm surprised to see a 0 count because lately all we've been seeing is 3 counts, not even 2 counts.
Now I do want to say,
Am I just paying too much attention to WWE with all the squashes?
yeah. Adrian Armour, he is from Atlanta, Georgia. However, he's one of the few that isn't a graduate of WWA4, the wrestling school down there, in which several of their students relocated in Central Illinois and appeared in this area.
Referee's not paying attention. Jason's shoulders were down.
Well, they're off the mat, and Roberts trying to grab the ankle of Adrian Armour. Down!
And now his shoulders are down again.
Not for well. Referee didn't agree. Referee didn't agree. The shoulders were down.
Ankle lock.
There's an ankle lock. A grounded ankle lock by Jason Roberts.
That would be a smart decision to use 2 hands on there to get a better grip. There you go.
But they are way too close to the ropes, and referee makes the break here. Armour, I'm not sure where he trained, but he did tell me he was not one of the graduates of Mr. Hughes and Elix Skipper's wrestling school down in Atlanta. He training under a different wrestling school. I don't remember what it was without having to look it up, but obviously he's a solid competitor, as you can see. For him to come up into Central Illinois and
Man, Jaw Jackson with a left hand. Gotta have that open fist.
both men kind of playing a tentative here in this scientific type of a matchup.
Oh no, just knees to the guts.
And Jason Roberts.
Jason's starting to get a little bit frustrated here with Adrian Armour.
Roberts.
Jaw jacked him, and now, ooh, wow.
Drop kick off the ropes.
Ducks it, leapfrog over. Here we go, up, over, and a knee right to the face.
And Roberts is stunned here.
Roberts gonna fight back immediately though. Sunset flip.
Right back into the ring.
Duck the hind elbow. Go under. Leapfrog. And now sunset flip. Looking for the cover. Chop to the hands and miss the knee. And now, oh,
he got caught.
went for some sort of Hurricane Rana there, but I think he caught himself on
Trying
the
to
mat.
tie him up.
We're gonna tie him up into a Hell's Gate submission hold, it looks like. Or just a triangle choke.
And now the shoulders appear to be down.
And throws him.
Adrian Armour actually was trying to pick him up to drop him like a powerbomb maneuver, but either lost his grip and his hand is hurting. He could not lift him up very high and Roberts, I believe, may have released the hold to get out of it before he got dropped, at least harder than he would have liked.
Now look, he's using the rope, kind of trying to pull some stuff back into place potentially here.
Come on, Armour, wield the sword.
Here we go.
Armour
picks him up into a bear hug. Oh no.
It's not a bear hug.
Jason Roberts gets him into the Kimura lock.
Can't hear you.
Adrian Armour
And now we're hold again.
favoring his right arm, but now he's probably going to start favoring his left arm. But yes, Roberts grabbing back onto that right arm of Adrian Armour. We're playing torque.
This is not good for Adrian Armour.
While things are going on, I will make mention All-American Wrestling will be making its debut in LaSalle, taking the place of Dreamwave on the 7th, and a knee to the face of Jason Roberts, and down he goes.
That was a huge shot. Now Adrian Armour, he
Got bad
is
wrist.
in control of this thing here. Looks like a chop across the chest to Jason Roberts. We got to be careful not to make the mistake of calling him Jake Roberts, because that's a completely different person.
Gosh,
Well,
she's
that's a
fighting with one
WWE
arm.
legend. And Adrian Armour, headbutt to the midsection. Snapmare.
Snapmare takes him into a cover. 1 count. Adrian Armour now still gripping on that right arm, still favoring that right arm, I should say. Jason Roberts caught in the corner. Looks like an elbow to the midsection by Adrian Armour. Now shots and kicks to the leg and the back, ribs, the left arm of Adrian Armour. Looking for a suplex. Adrian's going to block. Maybe go for a suplex of his own. No, he's going to grab that arm and a headbutt to the shoulder.
So as mentioning, AEW is running in LaSalle. As we speak, National Wrestling League will be holding its first Kansas City show on a Thursday night. I don't think anybody's going to be going way out there, but the Casa Loma Ballroom on the 12th is the first official St. Louis show, and they'll be running every 2 weeks in St. Louis on Thursday nights. Cover only a 2 count. Only other show, I mean, Tuesday nights, IWA Unlimited is going to keep running. They're not going to take any breaks. You're all the way down in Marion, Illinois. There's Stride Pro Wrestling in at the mall down there, but that's pretty much all that's going on in this area for this weekend. Things pick up again on the 14th and subsequent weeks afterward, as Adrian Armour slugs away on Jason Armour in the corner, going for the 10 punch.
4.
One way too slow on the punches in the corner, and Jason Roberts
has him up, sends him into the other side.
2.
Couple of shoulder blocks in the corner.
I think Roberts wanted to go for 10 in a row, but his shoulder just could not take it. And now he's trying to pull him out of the corner, but
Nice
he
uppercut.
wasn't. He was refusing to go and had to uppercut him. Here we go. Here we go. He's going to send him for the ride.
A leap over.
Oh, caught him. Hard shot with the knee.
Did you hear that crisp sound against the skin, too? Skin meeting skin.
Maybe to the skull. And Roberts going to roll to the outside of the ring to try to regroup and wait for the pain to kind of ease down. I mean, so far this has been a pretty technical match. They have not engaged in any illegalities, cheap shots, or whatever dirty tactics. They've wrestled pretty much a clean match all the way through thus far. However, they are fighting on the apron here. Referee is just letting it go at this point.
Ow!
Ooh, running shot. Roberts, I don't know if he's trying to kick him. Well, he's kicking him to the side. Oh
Wait a
no.
minute. And a knee to the back. Sends him down to the ground.
And Armour hasn't tried to knock him off the apron, but he's certainly measuring them here.
Here we
The
go.
way he's looking for something. What's he going to go for?
Oh no!
Charging!
Again. Nice work with the knee. Now both men are on the outside. Referee going to go check on him.
Now the thing I need to point out, Proving Ground Pro, the count on the outside of the ring goes to 20, not 10. So I have a 20 count to get back in the ring, similar to Ring of Honor rules.
You don't see that all too often. Usually people follow
You got a count of 20. Remember
traditional
that.
rules today.
Well, the wrestlers may not be fully aware. They may be too used to the 10 count. And
Yeah, they have a
we're trying
count
to
of
get
20 in
back
this
at
promotion.
9. Jason Roberts.
He had 10 more counts. It's 20 here. Yes.
He was referee,
I don't know when
almost made it to a count of 10, but these guys don't know.
It's always been a 20 count
They have a
here.
count of 20.
I don't think the referee is aware that it's a 20 count in this promotion. I don't think the referee is aware it's a 20 count because the very first Proving Ground show, there was a lot of controversy as to how the very first crowning of the franchise champion went down. They ended up having to restart the match when the referee counted one guy out at 10.
Well, now,
And we showcased that match on, well, the predecessor program, the Nosebleed Seats. Very first champion of Proving Ground Pro was Tadarius Thomas. Of course, now the franchise title is currently vacant as Dirty Jake Durden is exclusively signed with a National Wrestling League and had to vacate the franchise title.
now he's got him in that hold again. Working on that right arm. Will Adrian Armour tap out?
Triangle choke by Jason Roberts.
He's out.
I don't know about that.
Obviously,
Not giving up.
He's having to use his arm to gain his balance here. The referee's lifting it up, but the arm's being used to.
into the belt lock.
Well, it's either that or the cripple of crossface.
Got it.
As probably the crossface.
Armour got to the rope.
Starting to Will Armour on. Wait a minute.
And look at Armour.
Oh, now he's just jacking him across the face. Now, wait a minute. Oh,
Things are breaking down. These guys. Oh, there it is. Code Red. There's the Code Red armbar.
Cross arm breaker.
Cross arm breaker.
shoulders are down, 2 count.
And Armour fired away.
So suplex.
Threw him across the ring. Gonna go for the quick cover. And only a 2 count.
That was a 2 count. No matter how much it looked like it was 3, that was 2.
Armour not giving up here.
2 and 17/18.
Come on, guys.
Looks like Armour.
Here we go.
Armour now, caught with a knee. And again,
Going for a discus punch, but obviously Roberts thwarted that.
Oh, a DDT it looked like.
Well, it looks like just a takedown. It wasn't even a DDT, but it goes back to the triangle chokehold.
Will Armour finally tap out? This is the 4th time this has been locked in this matchup.
And I've lost count as to how many times he's locked that in.
4th or 5th time.
And this match has gone well over 15 minutes thus far. Armour throwing some haymakers, and now he's going to pick up Roberts and just hurls him down the mat, and that's what he wanted to do the first time around when that hold got locked in, and could not pick him up, and there's a
Lariat.
Discus clothesline into a cover. 1,
Why?
Wait a minute. He's up.
That was in a wood camp. That was a pretty brutal clothesline. Well, lariat.
And he caught him. He did a cross arm breaker once again, it looks like.
Caught him. Well, and Roberts turned it loose.
Oh, I got it.
Well, I'm a little confused here. What just happened? I thought Jason Roberts was locking in the cross arm breaker.
He's locking in a full Nelson, it looks like. Adrian gonna fight back. Elbows to the back of the head. And a shot to the back.
Forearm shot to the back of the neck, it looks like. There's another lariat.
Goodbye.
That's over. Good night. There it is.
Took multiple lariats to keep Jason Roberts down, but Adrian Armour picks up the victory in this very technical bout. Adrian Armour victorious here at Proving Ground Pro. Hopefully, well, maybe we'll see more of Adrian Armour. Jason Roberts, however, will be seeing them at the National Wrestling League in St. Louis most of the time. I don't know if he signed an exclusive contract with NWL, or we're gonna see him at area shows around the area at the St. Louis area in the future. But not everybody with NWL signs the same type of contract. There's some people that are exclusive and some that are not. Well, Proving Ground Pro will be returning to Illiopolis on the 28th at Bunker's Bar. And looks like they have a code of honor here. There we go. Code of honor between these two men. Very scientific matchup. Adrian Armour, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, just that forearm of Adrian Armour is hurting. That's why he threw that lariat with his left. Because that right arm has to be hurting pretty bad. Well, this is Matt Conservative Crime Fighter. He is the analyst, Robert Leach. I want to thank you for tuning in to PWCI this week. We'll see you next time, hopefully with the year review show.